What do you do when things with you and your money seem to be running smoothly and then bam, you feel like you have hit a brick wall? Hello, 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 and welcome to More Than Money, a podcast where we have nuanced conversations about money, business, and life, where we take the time to explore the human side of money because success with money is never just about the numbers. I'm your host, Jacquette Timmons, and I'm really glad you are here with me today. Before we get into today's episode, I have a few openings in my private coaching practice for the month of March to take on 3 one-on-one clients. So if you feel like you are doing all of the right things with your money, but not seeing the results you want in your business or your life or both, then let's talk. You can tell me a little bit more about what's going on, and I can tell you what I'm hearing, and we can explore if working together to get you the results you want make sense. Send me a DM on Instagram, say discovery call, and we'll get you a link to schedule a time to chat. Now, on to today's show. If you talk with those who know me, they can attest to the fact that my personality is quintessential type A. Both the positive traits, for example, highly organized, achievement-oriented, disciplined, competitive, and the not so positive ones, for example, impatient, stubborn, and I hate to lose. One of the ways in which this combination shows up in the admin and operations side of my business is in my weekly and monthly financial tracking system. My process comes in handy when I start preparing for the upcoming tax season, which for me begins in December because my tax deadline is March 15th, now just a month away. And over the years, I have learned that I need this runway of time so that I can upload my tax package by February 15th, which is my CPA's deadline. And if you're wondering, given the work that I do, why not have a bookkeeper do the data entry, the tracking, and the review and reconciliation? Well, it's because I actually enjoy this process. At least I do when things are going smoothly. And on that front, things were moving at a really nice pace. I was even getting amped about the prospect of actually submitting my package a week ahead of Alan's deadline. But something was amiss. When I expanded the totals, I realized that 5 months of data that showed up as an individual line items in my accounting software, well, that wasn't being counted in the total of a particular category. Ugh. There goes the gold star for submitting my package early. After a frustrating amount of time trying to figure it out, I finally called customer support for help. Before I tell you about that call, though, let me tell you about the day before. Because this is a story about my tech woes and how technology is my Achilles heel. I use ClickUp as my project management and CRM tool, and I love that one of its capabilities is creating a whiteboard. And I was creating one in preparation for an upcoming call with a client who has a complex business with at least 5 different client categories and about the same number of offerings. Sure, the whiteboard will ultimately reflect the same data as a spreadsheet in terms of which business categories and offers are contributing the most to the company's bottom line, but it will do so differently. Seeing your data in a mind map can often provide a perspective that a spreadsheet cannot. And if you are familiar with the mind map, then you know that you can add branches from the concept that's in the middle. Well, unfortunately, this was not happening in my case. It was only allowing me to add 3 branches, and I needed 5. After a frustrating amount of time, I reached out to customer support. Turns out, the problem I was having was not of my own doing. The problem I was having revealed a bug that needed to be escalated to the development team. What you need to know is that when I encounter technology hiccups, I become quickly frustrated. I feel myself devolving into damsel in distress mode, something I really, really hate. When I am unable to fix something myself, I feel vulnerable and I don't feel in control. And all of this sparks questions like, why isn't this working? Followed by, what did I do wrong? Can you relate? Do you ever feel similar sentiments when it comes to money? Do you ever encounter financial challenges that spark feelings of vulnerability that make you feel like you don't have control? When you have financial hiccups, do you ever question how adept you are when it comes to the decisions and the choices that you make? Where do you turn for help when you can't figure out how to address your financial challenges or that hiccup? What do you do when things with you and your money seem to be running smoothly and then, bam, you feel like you have just hit a brick wall? Well, as I record this episode, the ClickUp bug is still being worked on, but they did help me with a workaround in the meantime. Now, as for the problem I had with my accounting software, well, that was a problem of my own making. That was a human error, and it was all mine. So imagine my complete surprise and oh horror when the customer service representative with whom I shared my screen quickly found the problem that I had spent an hour or so trying to fix. Turns out, for 5 months, I had been assigning the incorrect subcategory. Talk about duh. Like, how is it that I didn't see that? There's a message there somewhere. But let's just say I had mud on my face and I apologized profusely because while I was not rude, I'm never rude, I was a tad bit impatient with the rep's questions, even though I knew she needed to ask them in order to help me. I was also deeply grateful for her patience with me and for the quick solution. So now it's your turn. Maybe your Achilles heels has nothing to do with either technology, like me, or with money, as it is for some. But the truth is, we all have something that takes us over the edge into territory that doesn't put a spotlight on our areas of competence or excellence. So what is that for you? And by the way, I did meet the February 15th deadline for my CPA, and I am beyond excited. Well, that is it for today, folks. As always, thank you for listening all the way until the end or watching if you are on YouTube. And before you hop, if today's episode sparked an aha or reflection, I'd love to hear more. So please share a DM on Instagram or comment below, again, if you are on YouTube. And if you'd like to explore working with me and my private business and financial coaching practice, send me a DM on IG. I've got 3 spots available to start in March. I've had to think about the month. But in a nutshell, I help entrepreneurs and small business owners get their business model, sales, and pricing strategy right, as in right for them. Once more, thank you for listening today. If you'd like to show appreciation for this podcast or perhaps this particular episode, please share it so that we can reach more people. And if you happen to be listening on Apple Podcasts, please take a moment to leave a rating and a review. We do read them. And if you are on YouTube, please comment below. And if you'd like to buy me a coffee, here's how you can do that. buymeacoffee.com/Jaquette. buymeacoffee.com/Jaquette. I'll be back next week. I hope you will too. And until next time, remember, it's about more than money.